Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the April 17th meeting of the Charlotte County Airport Authority. We'd like you all to join us in the invocation. Mr. Thornberry.
Heavenly Father, we are so grateful and thankful for our incredible airport and community that we serve. We ask for your wisdom, guidance, and strength to carry out your will. We pray for the safety and well-being of all of us here today and those who use and operate our airport and beyond, especially our first responders and military. We especially pray for military veteran Ronald Heiselman from the Honor Flight that you'll continue to heal him for a full recovery. Thank you for your free gift of grace and mercy, the reason we celebrate the upcoming Easter holiday. To your will and glory, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, ask everybody silence their cell phones, please. Roll call.
Morning, everyone. Mr. Leskovich?
Here.
Mr. Swellen?
Here.
Mr. Carr?
Present.
Mr. Hansick?
Here.
Mr. Parrish?
I'm here.
Mr. Thornberry?
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, next agenda item is 5 citizen input. Anyone wishing to address the authority on an agenda item, please come forward, state your name and subject. Seeing no one, moving on to agenda 6, additions or corrections to the agenda.
I have no additions or deletions.
Okay, item 7, employee recognition. Chad or Ray?
Good morning, Commissioners. Today we are here to recognize Tammy Hummer. I have to say her last name because we have 2 Tammys in our office and they're both Tammy H's, so we can't get away with that, so it's Tammy Hummer. So Tammy, she's worked at the Punta Gorda Airport for 7 years now and started out at the FBO where she served as the FBO administrator. In that role, she managed all the T-hangars and tie-down leases, the fuel management, and the customer service representatives at the FBO. And then in 2022, the finance department was expanding and Tammy was able to take on a support role in the finance department where she assists with accounts payable, accounts receivables, and has recently taken on nearly the impossible task of tracking fixed assets. So she's done a great job with that over this past year. In an effort to continue to sharpen her skills, Tammy's decided to hit the books again and earn her ACE Finance certification from the American Association of Airport Executives, or AAAE. You can ask Tammy herself about the amount of information that she had to learn for this certification, which included topics that are related to airport budgets, rates and charges, airline agreements, financial planning, reporting requirements, grant assurances, PFCs, and the list goes on. Just really anything financial and administrative related, it was covered in this course. I think it's really important that, you know, folks, employees and staff in this position kind of take on these types of certifications because it really helps them understand the business that we're in and it helps them support our business as well. So by completing the certification, Tammy's gained the knowledge and skills required to help our airport maintain a healthy financial environment. She's the first in the finance department to earn this certification, but I've got a feeling that others are going to follow her example here soon. So congratulations, Tammy. This is a remarkable achievement for professionals in the airport finance department, and the airport finance world, really. I know it was not an easy feat, but your determination and commitment by earning this distinction is truly commendable. So congratulations, and we're incredibly proud of you.
Good morning, Board. Recently we had a vacancy at the Air Center in the general manager position, so we advertised that position, had over 100 applicants. come in, and through that process, we interviewed 11. And happy to report that we have hired Eric Berg as our new general manager of the Air Center, and I'd like him to introduce himself to you all.
Morning, everyone. My name's Eric Berg, obviously. I just want to give you a little bit of my background. I'm moved down from Ohio. I started my career in a small family-owned FBO, and within 3 years, I increased sales 33%, which caught the eye of Afflight. So I was the general manager for many years at Afflight at Akron-Canton Airport. Moved down to Tampa after my son graduated from high school. It was the opportunity to move south, and I was actually employed by Skyport. Became the general manager of Tampa Executive, then moved up to the director of operations, where they ended up purchasing 2 other locations for a total of 5 locations. I oversaw those locations, mentored 2 general managers, one being in Venice, and then I saw that this opportunity opened up, and it's right up my alley. It's what I do for a living, so I'm absolutely excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to moving forward with the Air Center.
Welcome.
Kaylee tried.
I tried it. Yeah, I showed
Okay. Item number 8, consent agenda. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, moving on, Secretary Treasurer's report.
Looks like we're in pretty good standing, but Mr. Parrish, if you could be so kind to delve into it for us, please.
Sure, just go into the overview, because I think this gives us the cleanest look. We continue to overperform in revenue and overperform in expenses, under expense. So all things are good there. We have had a few amazing months. You'll see that when we get into the operations and fuel sales. So we just got through the busiest month in history at the airport. And I think staff did a great job dealing with the increase, and obviously the next 2 years are going to be exciting with the construction going on in and around the terminal. But operations-wise, budget-wise, we're doing really well. The accounts receivables, if you look at the final line, most of those are paid in full. We do have a few that we're chasing, but the large ones have been paid by the time we got to this point, and the balance sheet continues to improve. So everything's doing really well. Any specific questions on the finances? I have lots of data.
Mr. Parrish, you indicated that we just got out of the busiest month. I'm assuming when you said in history, it being March of '25 has been fantastic for us.
Yes, it has.
Wonderful.
And you'll see that when we do our aviation update. You'll see I had to go back and have them double check the numbers.
Wow.
And they came back and said they were wrong, but they were wrong. They were too low by about 6,000 gallons. So you'll see all that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Moving on, liaison reports. I'm up. The first one, City of Punta Gorda, City Council. We did have one item which will you report on
I'll talk
under
about
development
that.
report.
Yeah.
Other than that, aren't any current issues or concerns between the City of Punta Gorda and the Airport Authority. Commissioner Seawold, you're up.
Yep, I have nothing to report.
Mr. Thornberry, and
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We, our last meeting, typical updates, project long-range transportation plans, updates. We did hear a presentation on emergency preemption devices, which I was surprised that Charlotte County does not currently have. When an emergency vehicle approaches an intersection, there's nothing to trigger the light, which I've myself witnessed many fire engines and ambulances sitting at an intersection waiting for people to stop to cross with full lights and siren. So that was interesting. We'll see where that goes. Perhaps the most exciting news is to report we finally have a director. Interim Director Lakshmi Guram has stepped up, and we voted to appoint him as the full-time director. So that search is over finally. Economic development, we have not had a meeting since our last airport meeting. So, unless there's any questions or concerns, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mrs. Copel is not here to report on community activities, so we'll move on to school board report with Commissioner Leskovich.
There is a, school board has requested a $1.5 million request in operating funds from the state legislature. It ultimately has been increased to $1.75 million. That is for their feeder program at Port Charlotte High School. The House currently has advanced $875,000. The Senate is still sitting on the total $1.75 million, and they plan on starting this sometime in the fall of 2025. They currently are going through the collective bargaining process also with both the teachers union and the support unions, and they are expecting great advances to go through with that. And they are hoping that by fall of 2025, Charlotte County is in the top 5%, top 5 school districts in the state for teacher pay as well.
Great. Thank you. Attorney's report.
Nothing to
Mr. Carr.
report. Everything that was put on my plate has been resolved, except for the one matter we met on yesterday. And other than that, and I haven't heard from Mr. White on one issue, but I assume it's progressing. That would be Rohanger 2, and I imagine that's all progressing well. All other controversies have been resolved in our favor, I bet.
All right, agenda item 12, starting with CEO report, Mr. Parrish.
I'll start with the development report and let Mr. White let you guys know what's going on at the airport.
Good morning, Commissioners. Still busy here, development-wise at the airport, trying to finish up a lot of projects, get a lot of projects started. I'll just go through the report right here. Our Air Center apron expansion, we're currently at 60% design. That's going well. We're hoping to put that out to bid once complete. Our Building 97 replacement, which is the current Air Trek building, that design is complete and is currently out to bid. The plan for that is to, once the hangar across the street is available, they will relocate over there temporarily. We will demolish that hangar and rebuild that. Our new FBO hangar, we received revised GMP. We're still reviewing, probably report back next month. Numbers are still coming in high. We're still trying to find a way to get those down to make it make sense to construct that. Golf Course Boulevard, that project is still on hold, still waiting on some other designs to possibly lower that. Our taxiway A reconstruction design is complete. That is currently out to bid. Our master drainage update, spoke on that this morning with them. Our plans are to submit the permit to the district, hopefully by the end of this month. We currently have a couple permits in to do some stormwater work around the airport. We're hoping to receive those shortly. Our commercial terminal expansion, we're full steam ahead on that. Working on pre-construction right now with a hopeful start in June of this year. Going through a lot of phasing, coordination with the airlines and with the tenants. Working on site logistics and so forth. Our new ARF truck, still in line to start that. Touched base with them earlier this week. Projected delivery is early 26, so that's moving along. Our inline baggage system, currently our baggage carousel is being installed. They started that a couple weeks ago. We're currently working with TSA on scheduling and commissioning that system. A lot of coordination on when that will take place in the fall of this year. Our new M&O facility, which you can see from here, is getting finalized. It looks like a complete building inside. We still have punch list items we are working with. We do not have CO yet. We are currently have a couple inspections with the fire marshal that we're dealing with. Good to report that we do have our water meter. We do have water to the building now. The plumbing finals have been called in. Those are going, everything there is good. We're hoping to have CO by the end of next week, is what I'm told. We're waiting on a generator to start up. If anyone would like to tour that building at any time, I'm always available. Just let me know. We can go in there. And it's really a great building to see where we are coming from and where we're going. It'll be great for the maintenance and operations teams. Our CTC aviation facility, block walls are going vertical. Our hangar slab was poured last week. We're hoping to get that delivery within the next month or so for the metal building on the hangar portion. Rental car facility replacement, that project, they have started the finishes. We've started polishing the concrete floors. They're doing drywall finishes, painting, exterior site work with a planned completion in June for that project. Building 611, which is row hangar 2, that building's complete, still working on a couple of door items. We think we have a solution moving forward, and we're working on implementing that into the schedule. Our north side infrastructure, that's the roadway on the north side, just to the east of the GA Center. All the drainage swales and road is currently roughed in. The water and sewer installed. The Taxiway C reconstruction project and Taxiway Charlie Delta, we're currently in phase 2. We're about 2 weeks behind. We had for some unforeseen site conditions that we have taken care of, and the plan to pave is at the end of the month. Once we finish that phase 2 and divert traffic onto that new bypass, we will start phase 3 and 4 of that taxiway project, which will close down runway 1533 for roughly a month and a half. So we're notifying tenants, let everyone know of that. We're working with the tower. That's a big coordination as well. Our GSE maintenance building 227, we're finalizing finishes on that, planning on completion in May. That's down by the EAA. Our building 101 replacement, which is right to the north of the tower. That hangar is almost complete. We're planning on finalizing in June. It's one of the biggest doors, I think, that we have here at the airport. We just got it operational this week, and it's to watch it go operate is pretty something to see. If y'all ever want to go out and see that. That's all I have. Like I said, if any time y'all would like to tour, we've done it a couple times. We'll give you around, look at some of the projects, see where we're going, where we're coming from. I think it's very beneficial to see all that, but I'm available at any time. That's all I
Yeah,
have.
strongly encourage you to go look at the old maintenance building and look at the new one.
I don't
I assume all the
encourage that.
employees understand that's their raise for the next 10 years. That building is just beautiful.
Make sure
And,
the tetanus shot is updated first.
yeah.
Sign a liability waiver to go in the old maintenance.
Oh, exactly right. It's a neat building.
I think staff's concerned that we're going to expect them to keep it clean, and we are. And so we're trying to figure out if we can steal that little automated floor scrubber that they have at Sam's, if we can just have it follow us out. Have you guys seen that thing?
Yeah,
It
it's
just
pretty cool.
goes all by
Yeah,
itself and
yeah.
stops if there's a person in the way. So we're going to try and get that over at the maintenance facility.
Put one in the budget.
Marketing update, Ms. Miller?
Good morning, everyone. Kelly put the marketing report up on your, the dais up there for y'all. We have a lot of activities from February and March that are summarized here. A lot of communications, destination spotlights, news releases, lots of activities going on. We continue to increase our search engine optimization efforts, and we're making a difference there. And the idea is nationwide for people to start to understand where Punta Gorda Airport is. And where Southwest Florida is, so we're making progress in that. We're continuing to market in different parts across the nation to support Allegiance routes as well as Sun Country's routes and other routes that need help throughout the country. And I also want to thank you all for participating in the Aviation Gives Back. All of you commissioners were there either at the kickoff and/or the wrap-up in February, so thank you all for participating in that. We had a lot of great tenants involved, our employees were involved, and those were donations from you personally or our employees, our tenants. It's not an airport authority donation specifically. So we want to thank everyone's support for that. We raised $6,000, so thank you again for that. And we're continuing to do marketing planning. We've been interviewing for the sales and marketing position, and we're hopefully have someone next month to announce that will add to the team, and then we'll have more updates on that program in the months ahead as well. That's pretty much it for me. If anyone has any questions, let me know.
Is there any update with the digital advertising at the baggage area right now? I think because doesn't Lamar operate it now?
Yes, so Lamar has the contract through the end of 2025.
Okay.
So we're going to work on the technology, updating those screens, and so that's more details to be figured out about all of that.
All right,
to come.
perfect, thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. LaRoche, you get the next two.
Good morning again, Board. As Mr. Parrish indicated, March of this year was our busiest month ever for both operations and passengers with the airline. So starting off with total operations, 13,511, 500 more operations than last year. That's landings and takeoffs. A lot of GA traffic, a lot of itinerant traffic. The tower has been working diligently to make sure everybody can get in as quickly as possible, but there's been some days where we've had traffic being held outside of the airspace to be sequenced in, so it's the first time we've ever experienced that here. Passenger numbers, first time we've ever gone over 300,000 in a month. So we're up 65,000 passengers over the same month previous year, which is a 26.69% increase over the previous year, same month, and a 22% increase year to date. So we hope that that continues, and I want to echo Mr. Parrish's words about the staff really making it through season with very minimal hiccups, if any at all, on our end. So can't thank staff enough for that. It was a great season with very little issues, especially with the amount of traffic we handled. Going to avgas gallons sold off the truck, again, a huge spike in that because of the traffic and operations, up almost 8,000 gallons over 24 were sold off the truck. Self-serve is the same way, up 5,000 gallons over the previous year, same month. And Jet A gallons sold. This is where I lost a little bit of sleep after the board packet came out, thinking that I may have messed up the numbers going forward on these. So 30,000 gallon increase on Jet A gallons sold, and then airline gallons pumped, and this is where we had to triple and quadruple check, 2.34 million gallons, which is a 700,000 gallon increase over the same month previous year. So,
and I don't think this is going to continue. Obviously, it's our busiest month. Our goal is, and Allegiant's goal is to, this is their fuel, to have a 5-day supply, and this takes us down below 3. So, we'll continue to watch that as we move forward, and, we may have to look at adding tanks in the future.
So our airline operations last March were 800, just over 800 operations. This year we went over 1,000. We had 1,064 total operations between Allegiant and Sun Country. And in that, I want to mention the honor flight as well. We had an honor flight go out on a busy Tuesday. It was successful. They went into Dulles and came back from Dulles instead of BWI this time. And it was, again, a great experience for the community to come out and welcome everybody home, and the veterans all really appreciate that, so thank you.
All right, and tenant talks, Mr. LaRoche.
So about a month ago, had some conversations with some tenants that have been here at the airport for a long time, general aviation tenants, and one of the things that I say all the time is that we can always do a better job with communication. So out of that meeting, we decided to start holding monthly general aviation outreach sessions or stakeholder meetings. We're calling those tenant talks. They're going to be on the third Monday of every month, and the first one was held this past week. We had about 60 general aviation tenants show up from all different areas of the airport. We had the tower involved. A bunch of the flight schools came, and it was a really good discussion. People talking about some of their concerns with traffic and growth, and basically trying to give everybody a better understanding of how all the pieces of the airport work together, to include the traffic management that's happening. As I mentioned earlier, we've never had aircraft being held outside of the airspace before to get sequenced in. So it's good that we're communicating that out to the general aviation population and letting them know what we're doing to address their concerns about safety and things like that, and making sure that we're taking everybody's points of view into account and moving forward. So.
And what time are those meetings on those Mondays?
They're going to be at 10 o'clock at the Air Center. If we grow any more in size of the meetings, we'll have to find another location to have them at. I was very happy that our campaign to get people there worked, and we had, like I say, about 60 or so, which is more seats than we have at the Air Center events room. So there was standing room only, and it was a really good discussion. Good talk.
All right, thank you. The last item is the city annexation agreement. For the first time, we received a water meter. When we requested a water meter for the Maintenance and Operations Center, we received a document that, as Mr. Levin put it, it's a forced voluntary annexation agreement. And I had concerns, but I couldn't sign it. It would have to be brought to the board. I didn't think an annexation agreement for 2,000 plus acres was something we should be looking at for a single building. And so we requested that we be exempted from it through staff. Staff said they could not do it. I had our local attorneys as well as Kaplan and Kirsch look at it, and they both agreed that it wasn't something we should sign or could sign. So we presented all this information to staff, hoping that they would then reconsider. They did not. We had to go to a city council meeting and present our case. Mr. Hansick and I both spoke, and ultimately it was decided 4-1 to exempt us from that. But it was a very contentious thing. The mayor had to pass the gavel to get a second for either motion to do it or not do it. And so I'm happy to say that it was resolved. My understanding, because it was not a specific request for this meter that they looked at, it was their policy in general that we are exempt in the future. But we shall see as we go forward. Their attorney disagreed with our attorneys, but I don't know if their new interim attorney would agree with our attorney. So I'm hoping this is a resolved issue as we move forward. We do have a very good working relationship with the city. We have a lot of easements that they have requested through the years that we have granted. So it was kind of a shock to me that this went to that level.
Yeah, I think it should be mentioned that the city of Punta Gorda has an ordinance that says if you want to hook up to their water system, you have to sign this voluntary annexation agreement. And obviously our position is that we couldn't. And after the information that was provided, as explained by Mr. Parrish in our appearance there, they agreed that the airport should be exempt from signing this document. So that worked out real good.
How many more water meters are we having or expecting in the near future?
Well, I mean, you think about, we have the CTC going in, we have the MRO, which is under design. you know,
Any future hangars?
yeah, all our future hangars, so.
So is it safe to assume that we've set a precedent? We're not going to have to go in front of city council every
That
time that
is,
we want to?
so,
That's our assumption.
so it wasn't a specific request for this meter that it was their policy in general that was on the agenda. So that's how I read it.
That's how I took the motion. Yeah. Okay, moving on to old business. Before we get to old business, I would like to make a general comment that all the information that you hear being presented by staff and other authority members has basically been given to the authority members about a week in advance of the meeting. So we have all of this data ahead of time. So this is not the first time that we're seeing it individually, but it's the first time that we're seeing it as an airport authority, because under the Sunshine Law, we can't discuss any of this stuff before. So this is why we're hearing it as a group again, even though we've had all this data ahead of time. So, Ms. Parrish, any old business?
No old business.
Okay, let's move on to item number 14, new business.
The first item is the relocation of an FPL transformer. I think we have a graphic on this just so everyone understands. We have a transformer that has been out in that parking lot since that was the commission offices years ago, before we built the new the terminal that filled in the building that was destroyed in Hurricane Charlie. Those of you who have been on the board for a while remember we had a project to widen the 3 lanes to 4 lanes, but it started after the transformer, which really didn't provide enough increased access to do it. But during the baggage handling system project, FP&L agreed to set a new transformer next to the transformer that they were setting for the baggage handling system. So this request here is for the wiring to connect to the new building and bypass the old transformer and tie into the new one that is energized and ready to go, just waiting on us to tie into it. So this is, we got 3 bids, $124,500 to Collier Electric was the low, and we'd like to get this approved. This was not budgeted. This would just come out of reserves. So we can then in the future implement a 4th lane up there and have the full area available.
So this cost will be a change order out of our own pocket.
Yes.
Okay. The chair will entertain a motion to relocate Florida Power and Light transformer as it relates to the terminal expansion as presented.
I will move to approve item number 14A to relocate the FPL transformer, allowing the CEO to execute the construction quote with Collier Electric in an amount not to exceed $124,500.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
So the next 2 items are covered storage for the Air Center. If you go there right now, there's a large area that we park all our equipment in. They're out in the sun. Both of these projects were considered during the construction of the Air Center and the Maintenance and Operations building, but the bids just came in too high. We've been working with companies to get those prices down. These won't be sheds. These will be steel structures with covers on them, but they will be open, basically a covered garage or carport, not enclosed. But it will keep our tractors, our ground handling equipment, and everything out of the sun and out of the weather. So we're excited to bring these in considerably below what they came in prior. The M&O, which is next, the original prices were over $1 million. So that's why we stopped them at that point and decided to do them ourselves. So the first one is for the Air Center. It's a 50 by 100 pre-engineered metal canopy, and like to get approval of $175,675. These were budgeted in the fiscal year 25 budget. This one at $330,000.
Before we go into requesting approval of these, where exactly are these 10 sheds going?
They are not 10 sheds. They are metal buildings, steel structures, red steel. They're not going to, I'm not going to say they're not going to blow away, but they are significant structures. This one is going to the left of the Air Center if you're looking from the ramp side, where the equipment's parked right now.
To the left.
Yeah, where the field trucks
Where,
are.
okay, and the second one?
Second one is going in the gravel lot
Across from the
yeah.
new GSE, I mean, the maintenance building. Okay. Okay. Chair will entertain a motion on approving the construction quotes for an Air Center covered storage area as presented.
I'll move to approve 14B and C as presented.
We can do that. On the second, need a second?
Are we able to do both at one time?
Yeah, we can do
All right.
that.
Then I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously. Okay, any public comments that anybody would like to address the authority on anything? Seeing no one coming forward, we'll move on to any commissioner comments.
I'll start
You
off
want to
by
start off? Commissioner Thornberry.
just want to thank executive staff for the tour that I recently took and walked through of all the projects. As mentioned, it was a definite time well spent, a huge benefit as always to get eyes on what we're looking at on paper and talking about. We took some time and sat down and talked about a list that I had submitted, kind of a priority list over the next 4 years, and I appreciate that, and there's going to be some fine tuning on my part based on that meeting, and at that point I will share it with the rest of the board just as an FYI.
Okay, Commissioner.
Well, welcome, Eric, and congratulations. And that's all I got.
Commissioner-elect.
Mr. Swaylen kind of stole the thunder here. I was going to say congratulations to you as well, and congrats to you, Mr. Berg, as well. We look forward to seeing you grow the Air Center and seeing you progress through the ranks as well.
Okay. I want to thank everyone for coming. Wish everybody a blessed Easter coming up. I do have one question of our CEO, which I could have asked you outside the meeting, but in view of all of the growth that we're experiencing, I understand in the near future we'll be looking at a master plan update. What's the scheduling on that?
Master plan update was on the schedule for this year, but the FAA, because of cost of current projects, asked us to delay that until next year. So those of you who have done a master plan before with us know that it's probably going to be a 2-year process. So we'll start that as soon as we get a grant from the FAA next year and move forward. So it'll be a 2026 project.
What kind of a estimate on a grant are you looking at? Do you know?
The amount?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, the last one was 1.2 million. I think this one will probably be 2
$2
million.
million? Okay.
Which, yeah, no comment.
Okay. Meeting's adjourned.
All right.